Let me pick from where my colleagues left, and I'm happy everybody is coming to where I was. There is a disconnect, and I'm surprised that CEO was trying to hide. You know, there are three things you cannot hide: the sun and the truth. Because from the EACC action, you were never consulted, and that is why I was insisting where Senator Duro left that there is no concurrence before withdrawal of the cases. So you need to tell us, and Senator Okongo Mugeni, with the benefit of hindsight, has indicated that if EACC needs to be given powers to prosecute so that the effectiveness on the fight against corruption can be achieved, so be it. Because now, even I'm being sympathetic and empathizing with you, CEO, and the chair, when Senator Wambua asks you what is the reason. Yet in your action, you have said you was not consulted. So you don't even know the reason why this matter was withdrawn. The person who should give us a reason why it was withdrawn is ODPP, number one. Number two, my second question, Chair and CEO, is on this EACC, Embu ACC E002 of 2021, Republic versus Onesmus, Mutomi Njuki, and 17 others. Maybe you can use this case because I can see it's has a better understanding on where.
Senator Cherargei, can we clear with this one first before you go to another one? Because there are questions asked on this.
My questions are tied what you had raised.
He has not even done presentation on Embu.
Okay, I thought you were sampling, or you were. Okay, okay, I leave it at that. But on the issue of concurrence, where Senator Dula has left chairman, it is good to be honest. If there is a problem, as my colleagues have said, tell us so that we are the lawmakers. There is nowhere else you will get the lawmaker. We are the lawmakers representing the people. If there is a problem, if ODPP is the weakest link against the fight against, accept so that we know where the problem is. Thank you, Chair. I yield back.
Chair, I have some information on the same.
Senator Wambua has.
Okay. Just so,
can give it to you.
So, two things. One, to correct the impression maybe that I created to Senator Cherargei, that I was asking the EACC to tell us why the case was withdrawn. That was not my inquiry. Mine was to tell them I don't understand. From the facts presented to this committee, I don't see a case. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Now, Chair, you know I began by declaring, making full disclosure on the bishop. And the bishop will agree with me, with all of us, that there's a story, a short one, in the Bible captured in Daniel 3, the story of Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, thrown in the pit of fire, and somehow there is a fourth person, yeah, in the pit. Bishop, in your case that you brought to the Senate, I see a seventh person that is not part of this case. Your case is against 6 members of Makwiny County Assembly. The first withdrawal of the case is against the 7th accused person. Who is this 7th accused person? Where has he come from?
So Chair.
Chair, I yield back to you. I think CEO Chair, will take.
Let me say this. So there was double payment. Let's start from there. Number 2, when this case was withdrawn by the DPP, we sued the MCAs in a civil matter. And we recovered all the money that they had been paid through a civil recovery. So what the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission has a control over is the recovery processes, a civil process. We have no control over the criminal process. The criminal process, even where the DPP has withdrawn, in most of these cases, we go for civil recovery so that the public funds are recovered back. And that is what happened in this particular case. So as for Senator Wambua's 7th accused, we will need to look at the file and find out who the 7th accused person is.
Then if the withdrawal was for one, what is the fate of the is it five or six? Because then you've already gotten public money and maybe even refunded it to the county government.
So that doesn't exonerate them from the criminal case. We only went for the recovery so that the public doesn't lose everything. And that is the process we do. In all these cases that are where the DPP goes for withdrawal, we go for civil recovery so that the public doesn't lose their money.
Chair, can I say this? Chair, I think you have not answered my question, CEO, where I asked at what level do you withdraw cases? Because I believe once the file is handed over to you by your officers who are doing investigations, you look at the file and analyze the file and ensure that who should be prosecuted and who should not be prosecuted. In this case, the case progressed, and one person, I don't know whatever method is used, as Senator Wambua says, has been dropped. Why do you go full length and then remove one person and proceed with others? You see, that is the question I really wanted to you to answer and understand, because I don't want to cast aspersion on you, or maybe on the individuals who have done this particular case. There must be something that happened somewhere, which I don't want you to disclose. But my concern is, you analyze the case and you say this is a watertight case that should proceed for prosecution. Why would this one be dropped at a later date? I thank you.
So, Chair, let's remember it is not EACC that drops the cases. EACC prepares the file, forwards a report together with the file and all the evidence to the Director of Public Prosecution. The Director of Public Prosecution reads the file and concurs that there is an offense and people are charged. As the case goes on, the DPP has the powers to either withdraw or not to withdraw from all the suspects and from some of the suspects. So that is not the mandate of the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. And really we can't talk about it because were it our wish, of course the case would have gone to conclusion.
Chair, you know, we said we are here to help each other. We are all partners. I want you to be candid. Is there a problem in the way prosecutions are being handled? Nobody can answer that question other than EACC.
Yes, Chair.
We don't want to go by what we see in the newspapers. We want to hear it from the horse's mouth.
In addition, Chair,
Senator Dulo, yes.
This is your case. My question is, yes, they have powers to withdraw. Like in this particular case, do you just let it go like DPP withdrawing your cases without even consulting you? Yeah? Does it really make sense? Because you are the investigators. They are the prosecutors. You are the ones who know who committed the offense and who has not committed. So do you just sit there and say, let DPP prosecute whoever they want to prosecute and agree with them, or whether they will consult you or not?
Bishop, I think, okay.
Yeah, just to ride on what Senator Dula said.
All right.
Is as in, I have seen in your, let's just go back. You have said on most of these cases you are not consulted. What do you mean by not being consulted? Because if we talk about bad blood and concurrence, maybe you might misinterpret that you are not working. I know these agencies are created by courts. So as Senator Dula has said, by the time a matter is being withdrawn by EACC, and I saw it was live on the Obado case, and I saw one of your lawyers stood and objected that they had not been consulted. But I'm happy what CEO has said, that apart from the criminal aspect, you normally go for civil recovery, which is good because we don't, at the end of the day, apart from punishing the criminal element, we also recover our resources as Kenyans. But my concern, as Senator Dula has said, at what level does, if today DPP goes to anti-corruption court in Florida House and they have a case, will they inform your officers that today we are going to withdraw XYZ case? Or does your EACC lawyers go there and do watch brief, listen and then report back? I think that is what we are asking all of us.
Yeah, I think the chair was asking for Mike, or CEO maybe can go first before the chair. Just decide.
Senator had mentioned, it is true, our lawyers actually watch brief. And remember, we are the ones who produce the witnesses and the evidence. We are the ones who actually come to give testimony in court, especially the investigating officer being the last person to testify. But in major cases, we have our lawyers who sit through. And when, in many cases, when the DPP makes that application, in many cases, our lawyers oppose. And it is in court record. But we have no control because the Constitution has given those powers to the DPP. He can do whatever he wants with a criminal case, as long as the court agrees. And in many cases, even where the court doesn't agree with the DPP, if the prosecutor doesn't prosecute, what can the court do really? The court will basically do nothing. So it is a fact, our lawyers sit through, but the decent thing would be, as the investigators who have the facts, when a matter is being withdrawn, that there is that courtesy to ask the investigator, look, we are withdrawing this thing because there is a problem with this case. Maybe the evidence doesn't lead to a conviction. Maybe there is something that misses here. But when the investigator is not consulted on any of these issues, and your hands are tied because we are talking about a constitutional mandate of an individual who can either charge, withdraw, even where the court says proceed, because we've seen instances where the court says you cannot withdraw, proceed, and the prosecutor doesn't prosecute. What can you do? What can the court do? What can the investigator do? Basically, you can't do anything.
Yes, Chairman, just say what you wanted to say.
Thank you. Just wanted, first of all, to respond to Senator Wambua's 3 men thrown in the fire and a 4th one appeared. And in this case, 6 men were thrown in the fire and a 7th one appeared. If you check on our report there, it says 6 members of Makwiny County Assembly and other county assembly. So there were more than, it is the 6 are the county assembly members, but there were others. So that's where the 7th man in the fire came from. Thank you.
Maybe another question for me would be,
yes,
the withdrawal of the 7th accused person,
yes,
or of the case against the 7th accused person, was because of insufficient evidence. But we are told here that